Welcome to Trent Studio. Hi, we're here with Trent Reznor, and I've always wanted to interview Trent. I'm a huge fan of all of his music, and here we are in his studio, which was a big surprise. And thanks for joining us.
Hey, glad to be here.
And you got a new project, How to Destroy Angels?
That's right.
And you're gonna do an album?
Yeah, Nine Inch Nails kind of reached a point for me where it felt like I needed to step away from it for a while. Because the business kind of makes you kick into touring endlessly.
Yeah.
And I enjoy touring, but it started in the last year probably of touring with Nine Inch Nails. I kind of felt like I was kind of going through the motions. And we thought in this day and age with the internet, at the rate people consume music now, they've stolen it and listened to it and judged it before it's even usually been released.
How is that though? How is that just giving away music now?
The reason I came to that conclusion is that it's free anyway. If you have a rudimentary understanding of how the internet works, and it's naive to think that your audience doesn't. Rather than pretend, like what I think is ridiculous is pretending that no one gets music online and you're going to go to the record shop if you can find one and pay for a piece of plastic that you don't want, and then put it on, rip it into your computer, or just push a button and you get it immediately, and you get it before it comes out. So I wanted to retain the excitement of that release day. And if you give your own music out, you can make sure, as long as it doesn't leak from internally, it doesn't leak from a record plant or anything like that, you can do it yourself.
It seems like, if any, of all of the industry and the labels and things, you've just embraced that they are getting it for free. I'm going to give it free and find other ways to have an income from it. And no one seems that proactive.
So there's two things we're talking about. One is giving away music, which, for example, I gave this EP of the new band away because it wasn't a huge work. It's not a pillar of what this thing's going to be about. It was kind of an introduction, sampler. Our plan is to make a full-length album that'll come out hopefully beginning of next year. And also the idea that record labels, I could go off on a tangent indefinitely on this topic, but the premise of how record labels have generally worked is so unfair to the artists. It just is. It was set up that way from the 50s and onward. And I remember when you first get your contract, it's like, wait a minute, you're going to lend me some money to make a record that I have to pay back entirely, and then you own it forever?
Right.
And nowadays, record labels, since they don't make money off records anymore, they want to get into your publishing, your merchandising, and any other thing around you, touring, which they used to not participate in. So they're going to give you more of your record that's worth less, and take from the things that are making money. So there's a real incentive, I think, to just get rid of them completely if you can.
I always wanted to ask you what music you found early on that really made you realize there's something else out there, there's something amazing that you can do or that is different.
For me, the context I have to have a disclaimer. It's like I grew up in the middle of nowhere. I mean, as cheesy as it is, I remember when I heard Kiss when I was 10 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
And that veered my life away from being a concert pianist, which I kind of was being nudged into. And living in a small little town in the middle of the cornfield, it felt like that's what I want to do, but how the hell do you get to the other side of the TV screen? Because there's no route to that you could follow. And then I remember when The Wall came out, Pink Floyd, that one I remember listening to endlessly because I'd never heard music that felt like that's me,
Right.
Really had an impact of isolation that I was feeling at the time. And Ministry's Twitch album and then Land of Rape and Honey.
Yeah.
I'd never heard music like that. I'm not saying that there wasn't any. I just didn't know it was out there. And when I heard it, was like, man, you can't do this.
Right.
You can't make vocals sound like that.
Yeah, I remember when Stigmata kicked in, it was like...
Yeah, what is that?
And I have a funny story for you, actually. I saw the first tour. I saw your first tour in San Diego. And everyone's kind of mulling around, not getting near the stage. And you had, just background music playing. Stigmata came on. And everyone rushed to the stage. and it was just your background music. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden,
Bringing
everyone
people together.
yeah, everyone was connected. Like it was the industrial movement, so to speak. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, that's why we're here. It's to listen to this kind of music. And then everyone got on the stage, and then you started not long after that.